Every minute, your kidneys are quietly cleaning your blood. They remove waste, balance salts, control extra water, and help keep the chemistry of your body stable. But when the kidneys fail, that balance starts to break. Waste builds up, fluid builds up, potassium can rise, and the blood slowly becomes harder for the body to live with. That is where this machine comes in. For a few hours at a time, it pulls blood outside the body, cleans it through a filter, and returns it again. This is the dialysis machine. And for millions of people, it is one of the machines that keep us alive. Dialysis is not a cure for kidney failure. It does not repair the kidneys. What it does is take over part of the job the kidneys can no longer do. In hemodialysis, blood leaves the body through soft tubing, passes through a special filter called a dialyzer, and then returns to the patient. But the machine is not just pulling out dirty blood. It is controlling blood flow, watching pressure, preparing dialysis fluid, checking for air, and removing waste and extra water in a controlled way. The machine moves the blood, but the real cleaning happens inside the filter. The dialyzer is often called an artificial kidney. Inside it are thousands of tiny hollow fibers. Blood flows through these fibers. Dialysis fluid flows around them. Between the two is a thin membrane. That membrane is the border. It allows small waste molecules to cross. But it keeps blood cells and large proteins inside the blood. So the blood never mixes directly with the dialysis fluid. Instead, waste moves out of the blood and into the dialysate. The cleaned blood stays inside the fibers and returns to the patient. That is the core idea. The blood is not washed. It is filtered through a controlled barrier. To understand dialysis, imagine two rooms separated by a screen. One room is crowded with waste particles. The other room has very few. Over time, particles move from the crowded side to the less crowded side. That is diffusion. In dialysis, the crowded side is the patient's blood. The cleaner side is the dialysis fluid. Waste products move from the blood, across the membrane, and into the dialysate. The dialysate does not become part of the blood. It simply receives what the blood needs to lose. But dialysis does not only remove waste. It can also remove extra water. That process is called ultrafiltration. And this is where the machine has to be very careful, because cleaning blood is one thing. Pulling water out of the body is another. When kidneys fail, the body may hold on to too much water. That can cause swelling, high blood pressure, and fluid building up where it should not be, including around the lungs. A dialysis machine can remove this extra fluid by creating pressure across the dialyzer membrane. Water is pulled from the blood side toward the dialysate side. But this has to happen slowly and carefully. If too much fluid is removed too fast, blood pressure can drop. The patient may feel weak, dizzy, cramped, or unstable. So, dialysis is not just filtration, it is controlled chemistry, controlled pressure, and controlled timing. The goal is simple: remove enough to protect the body, but not so much or so fast that the body cannot tolerate it. But before blood can reach the machine, there must be a safe way to access it. This is called vascular access. A patient may have a fistula, a graft, or a catheter. This access turns the bloodstream into a temporary loop. One pathway carries blood away from the body. Another pathway brings cleaned blood back. That is why access is often called the patient's lifeline, because without reliable access, the machine cannot do its job. The blood travels through disposable tubing. It passes through the dialyzer. Then it returns to the patient. The blood does not normally touch the internal parts of the machine. It stays inside the tubing, the pump path, and the filter. The machine controls the circuit, but the blood stays contained. Once treatment begins, the blood pump starts moving blood through the tubing. From that moment, the machine is constantly asking one question: is the blood moving safely? It watches pressure before the filter, pressure after the filter, and pressure on the way back to the patient. These numbers matter. They can warn the dialysis team about a kinked tube, a clot forming, a blocked access, a needle problem, or resistance inside the filter. If something looks wrong, alarms go off. This is why a dialysis machine is covered in sensors. It is not only cleaning blood, It is supervising blood while that blood is outside the body. That is what makes the machine so important, and also why the next part has to be controlled just as carefully. On the other side of the filter is dialysate. Dialysate is the special fluid that receives waste from the blood. The machine prepares and monitors this fluid carefully. It controls temperature, flow, conductivity, and the balance of dissolved ingredients. The fluid has to be close enough to body chemistry to be safe, but different enough to pull waste out of the blood. Inside the dialyzer, two streams move side by side. Blood flows on one side of the membrane. Dialysate flows on the other. They never directly mix, but they exchange through the membrane. Waste moves out. Useful blood components stay in. Then the used dialysate leaves the machine and goes to drain. So while the patient sits there, the machine is running two controlled circuits at once, a blood circuit and a fluid circuit. Both have to work together. A dialysis session may look calm from the outside, but inside the machine, constant safety checks are happening. It checks for air in the bloodline, because air should never be returned to the patient. It watches pressure throughout the circuit. It monitors dialysate temperature. It checks conductivity, which reflects the concentration of dissolved substances in the dialysate. It uses clamps to stop blood flow if a serious alarm happens, and it alerts the dialysis team when something needs attention. The patient may look like they are just sitting in a chair, but behind the screen, the machine is measuring, pumping, calculating, and checking again and again. Dialysis is powerful, but it is not a perfect replacement for kidneys. Healthy kidneys work all day, every day. Dialysis usually works for several hours at a time, often multiple times per week, depending on the patient's treatment plan. That means the machine can help control the blood. But it does not fully replace everything the kidneys do. Patients may still need medical monitoring, diet guidance, fluid management, blood pressure control, medication, and sometimes preparation for transplant. Dialysis helps keep the body stable, but the patient's life still depends on the full care system around the machine. The machine is not a cure, it is support. And for many people, that support is what gives the body more time. So, the dialysis machine is not just a filter, it is a controlled blood cleaning system. The vascular access gets blood out and back. The pump moves it through the circuit. The dialyzer separates blood from dialysate with a membrane. Diffusion pulls waste across. Ultrafiltration removes extra water. Dialysate carries waste away. Sensors watch for danger, and the cleaned blood returns to the body. For someone with kidney failure, this machine can mean the difference between waste building up in the blood and the body getting another chance to stay balanced. And that is why the dialysis machine is one of the machines that keep us alive.